Recently, we made another video about screen direction, and I complained about this sequence from the proposal. I said that they established camera left and then went camera right the shot after. This was an example of bad screen direction. If they would have cut from the exterior to this neutral shot and then to the left, everything would have been fine. Or they could have flipped the shot in post and that would have felt better as well. But no, they had to establish left and then immediately right screen direction. And then I got roasted in the comments. The majority of people thought my concerns were invalid, but this guy had something different to say. So I scheduled a video call with him and I read him some of the comments from the video.
Are you kidding? Yeah.
This guy here, his name is Craig Good, and you might recognize some of the movies he's worked on. I think he knows what he's talking about when it comes to screen direction, because that was his job at Pixar.
I'm so annoying to watch movies with because I'll be sitting there every time someone cuts across the line, I say, stop that. And I can't not be conscious of where the camera is because it was my job for 20 years or so to just be aware of that. Yes, the world is 3D. Sorry to tell you that even if you're put on funny glasses, what you're watching in a movie is 2D.
This one principle will make screen direction so much easier to understand. Yes, the world is two-dimensional in cinema all the time, and because of that, some things need to be considered, like which way to film a plane when it's flying. Now, in the original video, I did mention that the plane was filmed in the correct direction with the first shot, going screen left because they were going towards the west coast.
It's a convention that going to the left would be toward California and to the right would be toward New York. It doesn't have to be. I'm not as bothered by that as I would be by cutting from outside the plane to inside the plane and having the plane going two different directions.
By the way, with most movies, shots like this, that's stock footage. As video creators, we are constantly using stock footage and graphics to tell our stories. That's why it's essential to have a resource like Storyblocks. Storyblocks makes it easy to use stock stuff because they offer unlimited downloads, offer easy licensing, and unlimited usage. They have over 1 million assets to choose from too, so it's easy to find what you're looking for. Storyblocks is for amateurs and professionals alike. And at Epic Light Media, we use their content on large and small projects. It's super affordable, and they offer lots of different subscription options to fit your budget range. In my opinion, every video creator should have a Storyblocks membership. It's essential. Before you start your next project, visit storyblocks.com/epiclightmedia. And then we discussed this comment. This person said that the shot was correct because the sun is coming from the south, therefore it's fine. But Craig Good had problems with that as well. He used Lawrence of Arabia as an example of correct screen direction and priorities with lighting.
If they're moving to the right, they're going toward Aqaba. If they're moving to the left, they're going away from Aqaba. And if you watch that sequence, you'll see that the shadows of the camels pop all over the place. Lean didn't care because they were going the right way.
Yes, it is true. Screen direction is more important than lighting every time. So hooray for me, now I feel super validated to know that a true professional is on my side and that we share the same opinion on the matter. But then we talked further about overarching screen direction and how important it really is. We discussed how on Toy Story, Sid's house is always on the left side of the screen and Andy's is on the right side of the screen. When the toys are moving towards their goal, they're moving screen right. When things are going wrong, they're moving screen left. However, there were some sequences when this continuity was difficult to keep, and he told me about some of the creative workarounds he had to do to keep the screen direction correct.
You know, the line, of course, moves, as you know, with staging and cutting and all that stuff up on the desk was really weird and complicated. We ended up on the other side of our overall line, so there were 2 points where I used camera moves to get us back. One, the camera spins around Woody as he's being attacked by the Green Army Men. The whole point of that camera move was not to be, woo, look, we're going around in circles, but to move the line back around where we wanted so Andy would come in from the right side of the world. And then also when Buzz goes out the window, the van starts out to the left and then it kind of takes off to the right. And we've gotten ourselves around to where Sid's house is now kind of on the right. and Andy's is on the left. And we didn't notice the problem at first because that was the end of a sequence, and we worked a sequence at a time. But as soon as the sequences went together and that dissolve happened between the houses, we went, oh, the houses are trading places across the dissolve. This is not good. There's an arcing move of the toys up at the window that just, slowly moves around. And the entire point of that camera move was to get Andy's house back on the right side of the world.
Next, we talked about the layout department and how important it is with animation and how the same principles transfer to live action. So you worked on layout with a lot of these movies, correct?
Yeah, when we started Toy Story, I was the layout department. And we very quickly realized that wasn't going to work. We thought, yeah, Craig can just, put the shots together and the animators will do them. And, it's kind of what I'd been doing on the short films, and fine, Turns out to be a lot more work than any of us thought. So layout has to figure out the staging of things. They take the boards for the story, they take the props, the characters, the sets, and the camera, and set those up and build the shots.
At Epic Light Media, we do the same thing when we film TV commercials. It's the first step towards good screen direction and live action too. Here's an example. Let's do this. Home selling with OfferPad is as easy as...
Okay, it's time to sell the house.
Home selling with OfferPad is as easy as...
Welcome to OfferPad. How can we help?
And then Craig mentioned that when Pixar started, they didn't really understand screen direction. How did you learn screen direction?
The first editor on Toy Story was complaining to us about the way some of the stuff was coming in from layout. And he was trying to describe the line. He said, if only you had a way to look at this straight down and just draw a line between the characters. And I said, oh, yeah, actually the software let us do that easily. We had a thing called Def Cam that we always had open. It was a window that was an orthogonal view looking straight down. And I said, you mean like this? And we had a grease pencil tool. I just drew a red line that went through Buzz and Woody's heads. He said, yeah, like that. Once you have the camera on one side of that line, don't let it go to the other. Oh. Okay.
But even after that, as they became more creative with camera motion, they still had difficulties.
On A Bug's Life, I wanted to try doing a canopy roll because I had just done an air combat thing where you get to go fly real airplanes against each other, try and shoot each other down. And the instructor taught me how to do a canopy roll where you roll your airplane over the top of the guy you're flying in formation with. And it's a lot of fun. It looks really cool. I thought, oh, this would be a fun thing to do in that sequence when the bugs are all flying along in their formation. And I did it. I spent a lot of time making that shot and then realized that what I had just done was reverse the screen direction. At the end of the shot, they're flying to the left. So, well.
I want to hear about what you're doing right now. I know you have a cool book about food that I want to hear about.
It's called Relax and Enjoy Your Food. Save your money, your health, and your sanity by separating fact from flapdoodle. It has nothing to do with filmmaking at all, but it's about the importance of having a healthy relationship with food. The attitude I want people to take is the big picture. Another way to look at it is what you eat today doesn't matter, but what you eat this month matters a lot.
Use the link in the description of this video to buy Relax and Enjoy Your Food today. Screen direction is so simple, but I feel like most people just don't really get it until they start making mistakes. And they're asking themselves, why isn't this working? Why? What's going on?
I teach visual storytelling at California College of the Arts, and I give those notes all through the semester. And it just takes a while to get it in your bones. It's an easy concept to explain. You can draw a line between two characters on a map and say, don't cross that. But then, in the real world, characters move around and you can move the camera and stuff. And it just takes a while to get it into your bones. Once you do, then you've got it.
In the end, knowing where to place the camera really is all about practice. The more we practice, the better we'll be. So to all you wonderful commenters out there who disagree with me and Craig Good, let me say it one more time. They could have dollied the camera across the line like Craig Good did in Toy Story, but they didn't do that. They could have flipped the second shot, making the screen direction consistent, but they didn't do that either. They could have cut to this neutral shot and then crossed the line, but they didn't do that. Craig Good and I are right, and you commenters out there are wrong. Just kidding, this is all subjective and none of it really matters. There are no hard and fast rules when it comes to cinema. All we can do is try our best. So let's get out there and keep practicing and keep learning together. And maybe one day I'll grow up and stop poking holes in rom-coms and TikTok videos. Also, Craig Good and I talked for about 2 hours, so another video is coming out soon featuring Craig Good. If you want to watch that video, do not subscribe to Epic Light Media. Goodbye.